Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Chronology. Chronology is a puzzle platformer, guys. More along the lines of, in my opinion, Guacamelee, more than, let's say, Limbo or other puzzle platformers that you may know. And you will see why I say that in a bit. It released May 2014. It was developed and published by Osawa Games. You can go ahead and get Chronology on Steam right now for $9.99. Now, a little brief history on Chronology here, guys. Originally, it was developed by a company called Progressive Media, but that company went under, and the folks working on the game didn't want to let it die. They didn't want to quit. So they went indie and finished up their game under Osawa. And so I think you can tell that this was a passion project. And it shows. It's quirky, cute, kind of weird, but fun and well made, guys. In the game, you play an old inventor whom has a troubled past and a snail that can talk. You heard that correctly. The world is in ruins, and they decide to go all Sam Beckett on our ass and put right what once went wrong. So let's check it out here, guys. Let's play this game here. I'm going to go ahead and start. I've been playing the game for about an hour here, and there is about, looks like, 8 chapters. So I'm actually going to start from the beginning here, and then we'll just talk about the game as we move forward. So basically, the big deal about this game, guys, the thing that makes this game really awesome is the ability to manipulate time. And this is a little bit of an intro here, so I'm going to shut up for this.
Our society was built on the vapor, dispensing from the underground. It powered every machine in the metropolis, kept us moving forward. But in our desire for progress, we abused its power. I was there when the world ended. I let it happen.
And that's kind of how every chapter starts, basically. You kind of beat one board, and then you get a little bit more backstory. And I really kind of enjoy that way of storytelling. They don't give everything to you at once, and they kind of let things progress naturally as you move forward and deeper into the game. The game itself is pretty gorgeous, guys. It's very well drawn. I think the game is really pretty. It almost reminds me a little bit of a Tesla grad as far as the background paintings go.
How long have I been lying here?
You kind of start off the game mysteriously. You're not 100% sure what happened. The voice acting is very well done, guys. And now we're in control of our character. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here, guys. Really, again, very minimalistic UI. The game does feature controller support. You basically have a jump button, and you basically can manipulate your character in different ways, and he will do different things. So let's go ahead and move forward here. Let's hit the switch. There we go. Like I said, the platform is very smooth, guys. Let's jump into this thing. Giant penis monster.
What is this place?
That looked like a giant penis monster. I don't care what you say. Basically, we have to kind of find our way around here, guys. And kind of through this strange forest. And this is kind of after some sort of apocalypse. Something horrible happened here. You can pick up objects, very much like, let's say, Limbo or other puzzle platformers for that matter. And that helps you get over obstacles, I should say. But now we can officially pick up this clock, and we can do something pretty extraordinary, guys. Check this out. We can reverse time. How cool is that?
Time is unraveling around me.
And suddenly now everything looks like a giant crap bomb. Of course, we can go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And that's kind of the major theme of this game, is the manipulation of time. Basically, you're going to be using time to your benefit to get over obstacles. So as you can see, well, we don't have any means of getting up to that cliff over there. We need to figure out how to get there. But if we go back in time, aha, we can jump to this roof over here. Send time back the way it was, and there you go. Suddenly we found a way to get over there. Again, using time manipulation to kind of just cross these obstacles, we kind of are jumping backwards and forwards through time to move forward. And that is, like I said, the major theme of the game here. And the reason I said this game reminds me of Guacamelee, if you're probably wondering why I said that earlier, in Guacamelee, you kind of had a similar ability. You could jump through the spirit world and then to the real world. And that really is what this reminds me of a lot of, actually, is the ability to jump between worlds and try to solve your problems. So for instance, like we have to open this gate here, and it's closed in the future as well in the past. But as you can see, there's a bit of a switch up there. We can't reach a switch in this time, but we can jump up this tree here. Switch times, pull the switch, and then go forward. So as you can see, you can see what I mean by when I said guacamole. That's really what it reminds me of. It really reminds me of jumping between the two worlds, the spirit world, and, or in this case, the past and the present, and basically getting over your obstacles. And I really like that aspect to it. It does, of course, you can die, like I just did right there, like a douche. But it doesn't really punish you all that much. Basically, time reverses itself and you magically reappear at a safe position. And it really is just fast and it reloads very quickly. And I really appreciate that because God knows there's been games that I've played where puzzle platforms where if you die, you're like, oh, well, I'm screwed. Now I have to wait like, 30 seconds to reload. And it can get a little annoying. So I really appreciate that aspect to it all. Gosh dang it. I guess I mean that's the same mistake over and over again. Let me focus here. Let me concentrate on making this stupid jump. All right, I'm going to go for that jump. There we go. All right. And I will say that I'm very impressed by this old guy making all these jumps here. He's a trooper, that old guy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the game does feature voiceover work, and it's very well done. The graphics are cute and quirky, and I love the seamless shift between the past and present. It's just really cool looking to watch. This is a little bit more explaining to you the past. Basically, you had a partner, and you guys invented this great and terrible device to do the things that you do.
Seemingly endless experimentations to enchant the vapor to create a new energy source. Then finally, breaking the code and entering a brand new field of awareness.
So as you can see, basically, it just gives you that little more and more tidbits of your story. And, it's a really cool way, I think, of presenting the story, guys. The game does feature controller support, of course, using my Logitech controller. And basically, it was just kind of plug and play, and it was working right away. You may have to finagle some of the controls yourself to get them to work maybe the way that you want them to. But for me, they're working just fine. So we have an interesting situation here. We need to find a way to... Well, that's kind of weird. There's supposed to be a plant here that we can't see because, well, there's a plant here that for some reason it's glitching. I don't know why it's doing that. But there is a plant here that basically is small, and then you can place it wherever you want, and then you go forward in time, and it grows. And then you can use it to maneuver your platforms again in the same fashion. So let's go over here. I think that's death, right? Is that death? I'm pretty sure that's death. Yeah, that's death. Okay, so that's death. We don't want to do that. All right, that's because we jump in the future. Right. So we pull the switch here. See what happens. Oh, the piece of crap machine broke. And this is just showing you that the passage of time is taking place. So you can manipulate objects to do different things. You could take like a box with you back in time if you wanted. So we'll place that tree there. It'll grow there now. We can go ahead and hopefully make it to this platform here. And we did. And then we'll fix this machine up here in the future. Get it all working hunky-spooler-dory. There we go. We're going to grab our plant, even though we can't really see it. I don't know why it's doing that glitch. Up to this point, the game actually has been virtually glitch-free for me. Which I find very just strange, peculiar that it did this at this particular point. But, hey, I guess that just happens sometimes. It could be just my recording of it. I'm not 100% sure why it's glitching out like that. But yeah, you basically use these elements to kind of get through the puzzles. And the puzzles are actually really fun. They're not too difficult. I feel like maybe they were challenging enough, but sometimes they were definitely a little perhaps too easy. Let's go ahead and put this bad boy here. Go backwards in time. We need to figure out how to get up there. We basically just put that there. And then we need to make a jump through time like that and basically make it up there. Again, more platforming, moving up and down, which is not necessarily my forte. I'm not a huge fan of these kinds of platforms. So I'm actually going to try to get through this as fast as humanly possible. There we go. Now, if I were to go back in time, this bridge would obviously be collapsed, guys. And like I said, it's just the entire just shift between time and then just forward. It's so awesome how it does it so fast and so seamlessly. And that's one credit to the developers, I will say. It's really well done, guys. So we're gonna talk to this guy.
Excuse me, I have to pass the bridge. The metropolis is in a state of emergency. None shall pass.
Alright, so he's being a bit of a dick.
We'll see about that.
So we need to get up here, go back in time, grab this anvil, and we're going to place the anvil on top of this smoke generator. And then you're going to start coughing. But now we have kind of like a bit of a new problem. We can't get over him, but because he's distracted by the smoke, we can just simply cross the bridge now. And I have been playing the game for an hour or so, and so I do know what the puzzles, how to solve them and all that.
Trails in the ground. My wagon must be in this direction.
He's looking for his wagon. Like I said, I've been playing the game for a while now, and I know how to solve the puzzles, but the puzzles are fun. They can be maybe a little easy, I feel. Maybe I just figured them out pretty quickly. I'm not 100% sure. But I felt like sometimes the puzzles were just... I kind of figured them out pretty quickly. I didn't have too much trouble figuring them out. So if you're looking for like a really hardcore puzzle platformer, these puzzles are more light-hearted, a little bit more focused on the fun, I would say, more than, let's say, the challenge of it all. Now, there is another aspect to this game here, which I don't know if we get access to on this board, but if not, I will go ahead and go back and then kind of skip forward to another point in the game so that way you can meet our other character in this game, who is a snail. You heard me right, he is a snail. So I think I think you might get him on this board. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Must be somewhere close. I must find it.
Let's see here. Is this the board? This might be the board. I'm not really 100% sure. It's called Shell Shock, so I'm going to assume yes. Yes, this is the board where we get the snail. So we'll go ahead a little bit further here, guys. And as you can see here, that little poor plant is dead in the future. He needs water. So to get that water, I need a bucket. We just need to jump through time here. That bucket was originally hanging up there. We knocked it down. He's thirsty for water. So we'll go ahead and use our bucket here. Get the poor guy some water. Give it to him here in the past. And then let's see what happens in the future. Oh, look at that. Suddenly he's a gigantic plant. So we need to knock that shell down right there. And you'll see why in a second here. That's too far. There we go. Perfect. Pow. Okay, we'll grab that shell. And this shell serves a very specific purpose. You'll see here in a sec. That snail is sad. We're going to grab this plant, put that down there. We're going to talk to him really quick. Oops, wrong button.
Why the long face, Snail?
It's just a sad, sad snail.
The snail creature is completely in pieces.
Okay,
She
so
looks
let's
like
go
she's
ahead.
lost her
And this is
shell.
the plant I was talking about earlier. This is one that was kind of invisible. So we're going to go back in time here. We're actually going to place this here. And then suddenly we can go up the tree in the future. And like I said, it's just, I love that element. It's really cool how that works out. So this is the other character, guys. And like I said, he's a snail.
You can talk.
Who talks?
You can hear?
I'll have to find another place to summon her.
Okay. And we can it kind of slimily climbs up walls and such. And you can kind of use its shell as a platform. Probably need to, yeah, there we go.
Stick around.
We use its shell as a kind of a platform to get from area to area. We can also call the snail, switch to it,
Always whistle and I'll come running.
and it's kind of our partner through the rest of the game here. And I'm sure more of its origins will be explained as we move forward. But yeah, you kind of can use this snail as your friend, kind of use him to get over
I have something cool to show you.
powers. And he also has his own power, kind of like the old Inventor here. He can switch through time. Well, the snail has his own power too. He can actually stop time
Did you just stop time, Snail?
and allow us to cross platforms and gaps and bridges and whatever we may need him to do for us. So let's go ahead and okay, we don't really need him for that right there.
Yeah, boy.
So we're gonna go ahead and we need to get across this thing. As you can see, it's kind of moving. So we need to get up here. We kind of use him as a platform once again. Get up here. We're gonna call him now. Switch back to our snail friend. He's gonna hit that switch for us. Actually, we're gonna have to wait for a second here. There we go. There we go. Switch back. Now there are certain areas you can't call him. For instance, like I couldn't call him to this moving platform.
Have to find another place to summon.
And so we're gonna have the snail freeze time. Then we'll use basically this to get over this. Have him unfreeze time. And I forget how, oh right, we have to go like that. That's what we have to switch back to time and then get back across. So you got kind of an idea of how you use the snail to your advantage to get across your problems here. And it's really clever the way you have to use your powers and the snail to get past your problems. And this is the wagon that we were looking for here, guys. And like I said, it's just very seamless the way bouncing between back the snail and the inventor. And the puzzles are fun. They're really fun. Albeit slightly on the easy side, but they're still really, really fun. And they will, I mean, I've played this before. I've been playing it for an hour, so I kind of know what to do. And I'm sure as the game gets you deeper and deeper into the game, the puzzles get more and more challenging.
Behind my back,
so like I said, guys, it's a really fun game, guys. But Chronology, guys, is like a piece of cake. It's sweet, rich, and fun, but it leaves you wanting more cake. At the most you will get out of this game is 2 or 3 hours out of the game. I played the game for about 1 hour here, guys, and I actually blew through, I think, half of the game here. Let me double check that for you. But I'm pretty sure I blew through about more than half the game. Let's see here. Let's go to the menu here. That was Snail Shock or Shell Shock. And like I said, there's only about 8 chapters in the game. So as you can see, that was chapter 3. Okay, so that was about 15 minutes. I got to chapter 3. There's only 8 chapters. So like I said, guys, I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish there was more to it, I guess. I want there to be more cake. When I play the game and it leaves me wanting more, though, that's a good thing and a good sign. It means they did something right and fun and good. Hopefully this isn't the last we will see of this old Inventor. If you're a fan of puzzle platformer, guys, Chronology has everything you could want, so check it out. Big thanks to the developer for a chance to review this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games. Till next time, play more indie games, and this has been Let's Play Chronology.